Have you ever wondered how South Korea, a country about the same size as Indiana, became a global cultural and economic giant? From BTS and Blackpink ruling the music charts, to Samsung and Hyundai in our homes and on our roads, and Oscar-winning films like Parasite, captivating audiences worldwide, the Korean wave. Or Hallyu is undeniable. But this incredible success story wasn't an overnight phenomenon. It's a tale of resilience, innovation, and a fierce determination to overcome a history filled with immense hardship. To truly understand modern Korea, we have to journey back in time. Our story begins in a unified kingdom, a peninsula with a rich history stretching back thousands of years. But the turn of the 20th century brought a dark chapter. In 1910, the Empire of Japan formally annexed Korea, beginning a 35-year period of brutal colonial rule. This wasn't just a political or military occupation, it was a cultural one. The Japanese administration sought to systematically erase Korean identity. They forced Koreans to adopt Japanese names, worship at Shinto shrines, and, most critically, they banned the Korean language, Hangul, from schools and official use. Speaking your own mother tongue became an act of defiance. Imagine being told the words you used to talk to your family, to tell stories, to express your very soul, are now forbidden. Despite this immense pressure, scholars and activists secretly worked to preserve Hangul, keeping the flame of their identity alive in the darkest of times. When World War II ended in 1945, Koreans celebrated their liberation, believing a new dawn had arrived. But their joy was short-lived. The peninsula became an ideological battleground for the emerging Cold War. The Soviet Union occupied the North, and the United States occupied the South, dividing the country along the 38th parallel. This division, meant to be temporary, quickly hardened into two separate states with opposing political systems. Families were torn apart, with a brother in the north and a sister in the south, suddenly separated by an impassable border. This tragic division set the stage for one of the most devastating conflicts of the 20th century. On June 25, 1950, the Korean War broke out. The conflict raged for 3 brutal years, drawing in international forces, including the United States and China. Cities like Seoul were captured and recaptured multiple times, leaving them in utter ruins. By the time an armistice was signed in 1953, the peninsula was scarred beyond recognition. Millions of lives were lost, and the country was one of the poorest on earth. South Korea's per capita income was less than that of many countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The infrastructure was gone, industries were non-existent, and the future looked incredibly bleak. Standing in the rubble of Seoul, it would have been impossible to imagine the gleaming metropolis it is today. But from these ashes, something extraordinary began to grow. This is where the story of the miracle on the Han River begins. In the 1960s, under the authoritarian leadership of Park Chung-hee, South Korea embarked on an ambitious, state-led industrialization drive. The government strategically identified key industries for export-led growth, starting with light manufacturing like textiles and wigs. They poured resources into creating massive family-owned conglomerates known as chaebol, names you know today, like Samsung, which started as a humble trading company, and Hyundai, which began in construction, were nurtured during this period. The government and these companies worked hand in hand, fueled by a national consensus for rapid development. The mantra was PPLE-PPLE, meaning hurry, hurry, reflecting a collective urgency to rebuild and catch up with the rest of the world. This rapid industrialization was powered by an incredible investment in human capital. Understanding they had few natural resources, Koreans realized their greatest asset was their people. A nationwide obsession with education took hold. Parents sacrificed everything to ensure their children received the best possible schooling, seeing it as the only path to a better future. This created a highly skilled and disciplined workforce ready to fuel the country's burgeoning factories and research labs. This focus on education didn't just build the economy, it also reignited the nation's cultural and linguistic pride. The Korean language, Hangul, once suppressed, was now the language of science, technology, and innovation as the economy boomed through the 70s and 80s. Shifting from textiles to heavy industries like shipbuilding, steel, and then to high-tech electronics. Another powerful movement was growing, the demand for democracy. The same educated populace that drove economic growth began to demand political freedom. Years of protests and activism culminated in 1987, a pivotal year that saw the end of authoritarian rule and the country's first direct presidential elections. This transition to democracy was a crucial turning point. It unleashed a new wave of creative energy and freedom of expression that had been suppressed for decades. This newfound freedom set the stage for the global phenomenon we know today as the Korean Wave. With the shackles of censorship loosened, a vibrant cultural industry exploded. In the 1990s, K-pop groups and K-dramas began gaining popularity in neighboring Asian countries. By the 2000s and 2010s, thanks to the rise of the internet and platforms like YouTube, this wave went global. Artists like Psy with Gangnam Style showed the world the fun and quirky side of Korean culture, while groups like BTS and Blackpink built on that foundation with sophisticated music, stunning visuals, and a powerful connection with their global fan base. This wasn't just about entertainment, it was a form of soft power. The Korean language, once on the verge of being erased, is now one of the most popular languages for people to learn worldwide. So, when you see a Samsung phone, watch a K-drama, or listen to a K-pop song, remember the incredible journey behind it. It's a story of a nation that refused to let its language be silenced, a people who rebuilt from the rubble of war, and a country that transformed itself through sheer grit, sacrifice, and an unwavering belief in the power of education and innovation. From the ashes of conflict to the heights of global culture and industry, the story of South Korea is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Thanks so much for watching and journeying through Korean history with me. If you found this story as inspiring as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.